A resume is how you communicate to employers that you're the right person for the job, and it's accomplished in 6 different sections. The first section should be your personal information, starting with your full name printed in large font at the top of the page. Next, list your contact information like phone, email, and place of residence. You don't need to include your entire address, but listing your city, state, and zip code tells employers whether or not you're already close to them. Your email address should look professional, ideally containing your name in some form in the first portion. Additionally, if you have any professional links to share, you should list those here, such as a website or online portfolio, as well as your LinkedIn profile. Your next section is the summary, where you state why you're the ideal candidate in just 2 or 3 sentences. The summary expresses both your passions and your capabilities, and it sets the reader's expectations of what the rest of the resume contains. This section is your first impression to employers, so you'll want to word this carefully and put your best foot forward. Keep in mind that a summary explains why you're ideal for this particular job, which means you may need to alter the summary slightly from one application to the next. However, you should make sure that the information is largely consistent with what's included on your LinkedIn profile or online portfolio, because employers will check for consistency. This section should mirror the details outlined in the job description, even using the same keywords to help automated systems narrow in on your resume above others. The order of the following sections depends on what you're able to feature in them and how relevant they are to the job you're applying for. Let's take a look at education first. Here, you should list the schools you have earned a degree or certificate from since high school. You can also include the school you are on track to earn a degree or certificate from soon, including this PathStream certification. Include the month and year you obtained them with your highest degree at the top, and state your graduation date. You can also include any impressive achievements you've made or honors you've received, such as the Dean's List, a GPA above a 3.0, or coursework that's relevant to the job. Your skills section is where you make it plain to the reader what you can do for their company. Listed skills should be relevant to the job you're applying for, with the most relevant skills at the top. Prioritize highlighting technical skills, including the names of the major software platforms you know how to use that are relevant to the job, such as Salesforce, Tableau, Google AdWords, or SQL, for example. Ideally, most of the skills you include should match the preferred skills from the job description, although you don't necessarily need all of those. And finally, make sure your skills are objective and concrete. If an employer can't test and possibly measure it, like the subjective quick learner, it probably shouldn't be included. The experience section features any jobs you've had, which includes non-paying jobs, whether you've worked for a company, a nonprofit organization, the government, or a club. Your experiences should be listed in reverse chronological order, and for each, state your role, who you worked for, the city you worked in, and the start and end dates. Include a few bullet points under a job to detail the quantifiable business results you achieved, especially if you can make these relevant to the job you're applying for. If your work experience is related to the job you're applying for now, you'll want to make that more prominent, so place your experience section above your education section. The project section will look a lot like your experience section, except that here you feature short-term engagements with specific results. These may be work, school, or volunteer related, or even something you've done on your own, so long as you can show your results. Examples include research projects, fundraisers, design projects, and PathStream projects. Again, you'll need to specify your role, who you worked with, and the time it took place, and your bullet points can detail specific accomplishments, as well as highlight the tools you used to get the job done. Now that you know the 6 sections a resume is comprised of, you're ready to structure your own resume.